Sahih al-Bukhari 821. Narrated Thabit. Anas said, I will leave no stone unturned in making you offer the prayer as I have seen the Prophet making us offer it. Anas used to do a thing which I have not seen you doing. He used to stand after the bowing for such a long time that one would think that he had forgotten the prostrations, and he used to sit in between the prostrations so long that one would think that he had forgotten the second prostration. Sahih al-Bukhari 822. Narrated Anas bin Malik. The Prophet said, Be straight in the prostrations, and none of you should put his forearms on the ground, in the prostration, like a dog. Sahih al-Bukhari 823. Narrated Malik bin Huwairith al-Laythi. I saw the Prophet praying, and in the odd rakat, he used to sit for a moment before getting up. Sahih al-Bukhari 824. Narrated Ayyub. Abu Kalaba said, Malik bin Huwairith came to us and led us in the prayer in this mosque of ours and said, I lead you in prayer, but I do not want to offer the prayer but just to show you how Allah's apostle performed his prayers. I asked Abu Kalaba, how was the prayer of Malik bin Huwairith? He replied, like the prayer of this sheikh of ours, i.e. Amr bin Salima. That sheikh used to pronounce the takbir perfectly, and when he raised his head from the second prostration he would sit for a while and then support himself on the ground and get up. Sahih al-Bukhari 825. Narrated Sa'id bin al-Harith. Abu Sa'id led us in the prayer and said the takbir aloud on arising from the prostration, and on prostrating, on rising again, and on getting up from the second rak'ah. Abu Sa'id said, I saw the Prophet doing the same. Sahih al-Bukhari 826. Narrated Mutarif. Imran and I prayed behind Ali bin Abi Talib, and he said takbir on prostrating, on rising, and on getting up after the two rakat, i.e. after the second rak'ah. When the prayer was finished, Imran took me by the hand and said, He, Ali, has prayed the prayer of Muhammad, or said, He made us remember the prayer of Muhammad. Sahih al-Bukhari 827. Narrated Abdullah bin Abdullah. I saw Abdullah bin Umar crossing his legs while sitting in the prayer, and I, a mere youngster in those days, did the same. Ibn Umar forbade me to do so, and said, the proper way is to keep the right foot propped up and bend the left in the prayer. I said questioningly, but you are doing so, crossing the legs. He said, my feet cannot bear my weight. Sahih al-Bukhari 828. Narrated Muhammad bin Amr bin Adda. I was sitting with some of the companions of Allah's Messenger, and we were discussing about the way of praying of the Prophet. Abu Hamid as-Sa'idi said, I remember the prayer of Allah's Messenger, better than any one of you. I saw him raising both his hands up to the level of the shoulders on saying the takbir, and on bowing he placed his hands on both knees and bent his back straight, then he stood up straight from bowing till all the vertebrae took their normal positions. In prostrations, he placed both his hands on the ground with the forearms away from the ground and away from his body, and his toes were facing the Qibla. On sitting in the second rak'ah he sat on his left foot and propped up the right one, and in the last rak'ah he pushed his left foot forward and kept the other foot propped up and sat over the buttocks. Sahih al-Bukhari 829. Narrated Abdullah bin Buhaina. He was from the tribe of Az-Chanuay, and was the ally of the tribe of Abdul Manaf, and was one of the companions of the Prophet. Once the Prophet led us in the Zuhr prayer and stood up after the second rak'ah and did not sit down. The people stood up with him. When the prayer was about to end and the people were waiting for him to say the taslim, he said takbir while sitting and prostrated twice before saying the taslim, and then he said the taslim. Sahih al-Bukhari 830. Narrated Abdullah bin Malik bin Buhaina. Once Allah's Messenger led us in the Zuhr prayer and got up, after the prostrations of the second rak'ah, although he should have sat, for the tashahhud. So at the end of the prayer, he prostrated twice while sitting, prostrations of sahu.